Good day and welcome to another exciting episode of Trendz Travel. I'm your host, Nadia Dambuza. As usual, we have a jam-packed show for you, kicking it off with an exploration of the beautiful Eastern Cape province in South Africa. Stay tuned.
The beautiful Eastern Cape, with its majestic shoreline and spectacular scenery, has pegged itself quite aptly as the adventure province. And like bees to nectar, the Trendz team just had to go in and explore more. The Eastern Cape is known as the Adventure Province. We are in East London to get a taste of some of the excitement and so much more. Our first port of call in our Eastern Cape short-left adventure saw us in a place that seemed to come straight out of a picture. With rolling mountains surrounding this river, we got to experience one of the many activities that the Eastern Cape boasts. Canoeing looks quite simple and calming, but can take a toll on the body.
The Eastern Cape Parks and Tourism Agency, which is the agency that is tasked with promoting and marketing the Eastern Cape as a destination in the world map, is very, very excited about this initiative, particularly the short left initiative, because what it does for us is that we build ambassadors from within. You know, the beauty about this basically building up on short left is that we start having people that assist us in selling the province and the brand from within, because one of the things that we've discovered over the years is that there's a lot of tourism that's happening within the province by our people, but we also have quite a few people that come from outside the province. So for us, this is an initiative that really speaks to exactly what the market is calling for, exactly what the market is supposed to be exposed to. So it's a very exciting time for us every time short left campaign starts. And what we like about the short left campaign is that it also tends to have a longer life compared to the other campaigns. It's an exciting one for us. It's such a pity that you've only got just but 3 days to do this road show. I mean, you literally want probably a week to be able to explore not just East London, the entire province as a whole. As far as, for instance, East London itself, you know, we've got some shopping that you can do. We've got a major shopping mall here called Hemingway's. We've got nature that you can explore. If you can find yourself along the Nahoon River, along the Nahoon Reef, there's ample to do. If you are into the water sport as well. If you are into the wildlife, you know, we've got amazing game reserves, both that are owned by the province, the Eastern Cape, and those that are private game reserves. So there's ample to explore. I mean, if you're into your rough side of adventure, there's ample of that to do as well in the province. Heritage, culture, exposure. If you could go up the Wild Coast a little bit, you know, Tata Museum, which is opening up soon. Those are many things that one can experience in the province, and hence I'm saying to you that 3 days is not enough. So we urge you that this is just but the taste. You need to come back and have a little bit more than this.
Well, so far, I really enjoyed the quad biking. It was absolutely dope. We're all in a straight line. We saw a lot of animals, which was really cool. But the canoeing was just awesome. It's so peaceful on the water. Like, I had no idea it would be that peaceful. It also is a workout. You know, you have to like gym and push. But it really is exciting. First time in the Eastern Cape. We're in Eastern Cape, right? First time here, absolutely loving it. And hoping that it'll get better and better and better and better. Yeah.
Then off on the quad bikes we went, where we got to take in the scenery in a more adrenaline-filled way. All this exploring helped us work up quite an appetite, and Ingwengwezi Game Lodge was on hand with a delicious and hearty meal for everyone to enjoy before the excitement continued. Any South African experience would hardly be complete without a trek into the wild, and great expectation was in the air as we took off. Hoping that we would see at least one of the majestic Big Five, and just when we were about to give up, the Eastern Cape magic came into play. We got a chance to get up close and personal with some very special lions. The rare white lion seemed to be the king of the jungle, but with a touch of magic, and we felt privileged to catch not only a glimpse, but get a full-on experience.
Look almost like the old whole function, move up and down like that very quickly. And sometimes it was not.
A much needed stretch of the legs was up next, along with those all-important selfies.
So far it's very good, a great experience, worth it. I drove all the way from PE and it's all worth it. I don't have a specific highlight. The entire project is a good move, and especially for this region of the Eastern Cape and the entire country, because we get to see the where you live instead of traveling to other places. You have to explore where you live first before you go and explore other places. What I can say, just put on that petrol in your car and drive and explore your province.
I loved the arena quad biking, because I think I'm an adrenaline junkie, but I can be quite scared of certain things, and I was terrified about that because I've seen them roll, I've seen them capsize, so I conquered my fear and I got to check out what arena has to offer. I'd actually love to go check out Edo. Apparently they've got an amazing elephant park there and some zip lining places, so I'd love to go try that out. So that's my next short left. My second one, because this is my first one.
A trip to any destination would not be complete without a proper cultural experience. It's day 2 of our Eastern Cape adventure. Yesterday it was kayaking and quad bikes. Today we're taking a bit of a cultural experience in the village of Mlakalaka. Mlakalaka is a unique village where the people use their beautiful culture as a sustainable way to provide for the people in the village and thrive. We were warmly welcomed into the local old age recreation center, where a hearty traditional meal was prepared for the guests. Everything used in the meal was hand-picked and grown on site from the thriving gardens that not only serve to feed the locals but are focusing on selling the fresh produce regionally. But this was just the first stop of many to showcase this beautiful province, so we were back on the road to a historical site in East London.
This is the East London Memorial Park, which is the memorabilia of the German settlers that arrived in the 18th century. It depicts how they lived and how they marketed, how they operated the flea markets in East London. And it shows how they influenced the way of life around the area here. There were farmers, there were porters, there were architects, and so on. So generally what's happening here is a depiction of how they lived and how they influenced the area here. On the other side, it's the list of all the heroes, both alive and dead, who fought during the apartheid in South Africa. They fought against the segregation laws and past laws during then. Nelson Mandela is also one of them, and Biko is one of them who advocated for black consciousness within the black community in South Africa. Then we have Utata, Trendz, and many more others that are also on the wall. Others have passed away, and others are still, with us.
We joined this campaign simply because we one of those guys who travel most on like everyday basis all the time. So our life was like maybe, for example, travel from Joburg to Durban, but we only get to see the airport and the venue where we're performing at, hotel, and then come back. So we've been almost on all the provinces, but we don't know what's in the province, what like the province can offer, and all those things. So we decided, no, let's just join this type of campaign where we get to see what's in Mpumalanga, what's in Soweto, what's in all these provinces, and you can be amazed. There's so much to learn on all these provinces. Each and every province has its own amazing things to talk about.
Well, Micasa has been known for its music and the positive attitude that we pass to our music, and so I think also the things that we touch on the side, if it's got to do with us giving away school shoes to a school, or us being like around the country and actually showing people how beautiful this country is, that people actually listen. So, and that's one of the facts that we always raise, that we didn't become famous just because we wanted to become these hot shots, but also to make a change and actually be very influential people in the country. Some people just want to make music to be cool dudes, to be famous, but for what? And so for us, it's for a certain cause, and to actually better other people's lives, and to show people that we got a beautiful country, that stop wasting so much money going to other countries out there, where there's South Africa, and it's huge, guys. And there's the same thing that you're running for out there, we've got it here. There's the ocean. Oh, by the way, we are in East London, guys, at the moment. Yeah, so that's beautiful. Yes.
And the icing on the cake, as well as a memorable wrap-up of our experience, was at a cocktail event hosted by the Eastern Cape Parks and Tourism Board, where we were entertained and welcomed warmly.
If you look at the size of the province, the offerings it has, and what we try to do to package it in the 9 routes that we have, starting from the Wild Coast, right up to the western part of the province, Sunshine Coast, going deeper hinterland. This is your Transfrontier part. 3 days is never going to be enough. I'm not counting even the third one, because the third day is for traveling. So you probably, you have to come back, Chief. You just have to. Otherwise, this just if it were food, we're going to say it's an appetizer. It's just a starter. 2 days is just a starter. You just have to come back for the main dish and experience what we have as a province.
Great memories were made in this beautiful place where the people made us feel welcomed and warm. And as we danced the night away, we made a sure promise that we would be back very soon.